Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has once again dominated global headlines with a move that has stunned both allies and rivals alike. His latest choice, announced with a tone of finality and clarity, has already set into motion a wave of speculation, geopolitical recalculations, and an undeniable ripple effect across the Middle East and beyond. This decision was not anticipated even by seasoned analysts who have studied Khamenei's leadership style for decades, and its implications could reshape the trajectory of Iran's domestic politics, its foreign alliances, and its tense relations with the West. For years, observers have described Khamenei as a cautious and deliberate figure, often preferring subtle maneuvers and slow-burning strategies over sudden shocks. But this time, he appears to have broken with his own traditions. The choice he has made is described by insiders as bold, unexpected, and even risky. It marks a turning point in Iran's internal dynamics at a time when the nation faces mounting pressure from economic sanctions, social unrest, and an increasingly volatile regional environment. While the details of this decision remain under tight wraps in Tehran, sources confirm that its essence revolves around both succession planning and a broader reorientation of Iran's strategic policies. For years, one of the most pressing questions in Iranian politics has been the issue of succession. Khamenei, now in his 80s, has been at the helm since 1989. His word is final in Iran's complex system of governance, overshadowing even the elected presidency and parliament. Rumors and debates about who will succeed him have swirled for years, with various names floated, ranging from members of the Assembly of Experts to high-ranking clerics, and even his own family. Yet, until now, no definitive indication had been given. The Supreme Leader's latest move suggests he has finally made his choice in this regard, and it is a figure that few had anticipated. Analysts note that this choice does not align with the frontrunners most frequently mentioned, and it has left the political establishment scrambling to adjust to a new reality. If confirmed, it could alter the balance of power within the clerical elite and potentially shift the ideological tone of Iran's leadership in the decades to come. Beyond succession, this choice carries wider implications. Insiders suggest Khamenei is signaling a redirection of Iran's foreign policy, particularly at a moment of heightened tension with the United States and its allies. Over the past several months, regional dynamics have been shifting rapidly. From the war in Gaza and the growing involvement of Iran-backed militias to the fragile state of Gulf diplomacy, Tehran has found itself both emboldened and threatened. Khamenei's decision appears to send a message that Iran will no longer merely react to external pressures, but will attempt to seize the initiative. Some even speculate that the move could pave the way for Iran to double down on its resistance strategy against Israel and the West, while simultaneously opening limited back channels to certain powers like Russia and China for greater economic and military cooperation. The reaction from within Iran has been divided. On one hand, loyalists have hailed the Supreme Leader's decision as a masterstroke, describing it as an example of his foresight and determination to safeguard the Islamic Republic's future. On the other hand, critics, including segments of the reformist opposition, have expressed alarm. They argue that this choice could consolidate conservative control even further, closing the already narrow space for dissent and political pluralism. Among ordinary Iranians, many are still processing what this means for their daily lives, particularly in the face of economic hardship. Inflation remains rampant, youth unemployment is high, and international sanctions continue to squeeze the economy. For millions, the question is less about geopolitical strategy and more about whether this unexpected decision will ease their struggles or make them worse. On the international stage, the shock has been palpable. Washington and European capitals, caught off guard, are already convening urgent meetings to assess the consequences. U.S. officials, speaking anonymously, have described the development as a potential game changer, though they remain cautious in predicting whether it signals a more aggressive Iran or an opportunity for diplomacy. Israel, meanwhile, has responded with alarm, fearing that the Supreme Leader's choice signals a firmer commitment to the so-called axis of resistance. Israeli security experts warn that this may embolden Hezbollah, Hamas, and other Iranian allies in the region. At the same time, Russia and China have welcomed the move with measured approval, hinting at deeper alignment with Tehran in the months ahead. Moscow sees Iran as a crucial partner in circumventing Western sanctions, while Beijing views the country as a key node in its Belt and Road initiative. Both are likely to capitalize on this moment to strengthen ties with Tehran. Inside the Middle East, regional powers like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Turkey are recalibrating their stances. In Riyadh, where a fragile détente with Tehran had been under negotiation, officials are now unsure whether this new direction will hold or collapse. Some Gulf analysts suggest this could lead to a fresh cycle of confrontation, while others believe Khamenei's choice might paradoxically encourage more dialogue, as rivals seek to understand his intentions before making their next moves. In Ankara, Turkey sees both risks and opportunities. President Erdogan may attempt to position himself as a mediator once again, leveraging Turkey's unique ties with both Iran and the West. Meanwhile, across the Arab world, populations weary of endless conflict are watching closely, wary of what new turmoil this decision might unleash. One of the most intriguing aspects of this announcement is the element of surprise. Khamenei, who has built a reputation for slow, careful maneuvering, has suddenly acted with decisive speed. This raises questions about what pressures or calculations may have driven him to act now. Was it the mounting instability in the region? Was it internal dissent within Iran's ruling establishment? Or was it, as some suggest, a bid to secure his legacy before time runs out? Whatever the reason, the shock value has ensured that his choice will be remembered as one of the most dramatic moments of his long rule. What happens next is uncertain. Iran is at a crossroads, and this unexpected decision by its supreme leader will shape not just the country's immediate path, but potentially the entire region's future. For now, the world waits, watching Tehran closely, analyzing every word, every signal, every move. The stakes could not be higher. Whether this choice leads to renewed confrontation, cautious engagement, or something entirely new remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: Iran's supreme leader has spoken, and no one expected this.